Well, hello there. Welcome to Hanging with the Hags. Well, today we're up on the roof. And if there's one thing that RVers will tell you is that periodic maintenance and inspection of your roof is absolutely critical for the longevity of your rig. If you look at everything that's attached up here, it's got a lot going on. You got the front cap, the rear cap, you got the side trim, you got solar panels, you got vents, you got ACs and skylights. There's a lot of things that are up here that are all attached, and making sure that all of that is watertight is absolutely critical. So today what I'm doing is a little project, and I'll give you a little backstory. So we've had our RV for 3 years now. At the end of the first year, I got up on the roof and I noticed that there were some cracking that was evolving in the lap sealant where the front cap attaches to the roof. So this lap sealant is spread on. It's really an industry standard. It's a very good product. But again, as you're traveling down the road and things are shifting, these cracks can show themselves. And so what I did at the end of that first year is I got some lap sealant like any RVer would, and I went in and I touched up those areas that needed to be touched up with the lap sealant. These were little voids or cracks or holes that had kind of shown themselves, and I covered all that. The lap sealant did really well, and thus we traveled another 1.5 years and really had no further problems on the front cap at all. Then I was looking at some of the other vents, and there were also some little pitting going on and some other cracks. And so I was filling those all at the same time. And then I ran across a video, and what the video was showing was that they were using Eternabond tape and covering up their seals and going right over the top of the lap sealant. I thought about this and I was like, man, that's a pretty ingenious idea. If you look at the Eternabond website, the Eternabond tape is rated for like 20 plus years, which is probably way longer than any RV's really going to be on the road. And so I was like, let's do it. So let me show you what kind of led me to wanting to do this. All right, take this skylight for example. You can see that there's several areas on this skylight that I touched up with the lap sealant at the end of the first year. So like right here, that's a screw, another screw top there, several of those. But then you have some of this just pitting in the lap sealant. Now, it's certainly not leaking at this point, and it's probably fine. But I did feel it necessary to go around and touch it up. Now, the lap sealant is not the most inexpensive product, so I certainly wasn't going to spend the money to do the whole entire thing. I was just touching up areas. So if you look at this one, for example, this is just a standard vent. You can see on here, again, multiple areas where I had touched up the existing lap sealant. And so I just wasn't a fan of the way that this looks. And so then, again, I saw this video about Eternabond. And I wouldn't have normally done this, but our RV was recently in for some warranty work. And with that warranty work, they actually removed the entire front cap. And when they did that, they actually put on all new lap sealant. So my lap sealant actually looks pretty good on the front cap. But what I don't want to have happen is the same thing that happened to these vents, where I'm going to go in and touch up little areas and then it's going to be all off colored. And so I'm going to give this Eternabond stuff a try. And so you can see right here, this is a 4-inch piece of Eternabond tape that I've put in this area. And then I have a 6-inch piece that I'm going to lap from the front over the top of this. And again, This Eternabond tape has gotten some amazing reviews. And it's actually really easy to apply, and I think I'm just gonna give this a try and see how it works out, and then I'll give you periodic updates as to how it's going. All right, well, I'm about halfway done across the front, so I'll kind of show you what my technique is for laying down this Eternabond tape. So this stuff is sticky. Like, I'm pretty sure if you had to pull this up, you're talking about replacing the entire roof, because you're not going to get this stuff off, which is okay. So what I've been doing is, once I got the far side set in, I got it tucked over the edge and right to the drip rail. And then I've just been pulling the plastic piece and laying it down as it goes. So I'll pull this, do about a 4-inch stretch, pull this a little bit tight, and then just press it down. Now they do sell a roller, so like a metal roller that you can roll it down. But I think with the lap sealant the way it is, I feel like just using your hand, your palm or your thumb is doing probably even better, because you can kind of get in the grooves a little bit. And then just pull the plastic a little bit more, and then just lay it back down, press it in nice and good. Now I did have the other end pretty much lined up, the same spot on the other side, right at the front corner of the drip rail. So I had that temporarily lined up there, and then I didn't tape it down or anything. I just used my towel and was able to put enough pressure on it. Now I will have to cut the other end, which scissors, didn't work that well because it's so sticky. What I ended up using actually was a sharp razor knife. Was able to cut through really well. So just continue on down. Okay, so now I'm pretty much at the corner where it rolls over, and at this point I'm just going to go ahead and make my cut. And again, I'm trying to get over the corner, over the edge, and right at the edge of the drip rail. And I'm just going to go back over the whole thing and press it all down into place. And that's really about it. I'll give you a final view on the top so that you can kind of see what it looks like. Well, here's the final result. Got that project done. I think it turned out really well. And again, it definitely gives the front cap a clean look. And I'm sure that I will not have to mess with this for many, many, many years to come. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Share, like, and subscribe if you like what I got going on here. If you got any questions, be sure to put them in the comments and I'll get to them as I have time. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.